Welcome back to the show. We're with Andy Ritchie and Manchester Evening News Sports Editor Peter Spencer. If you want to get involved, drop us a line with your point of view today at channelm.co.uk. During the break, the main point of debate is whether Andy Ritchie's old enough to have seen Dennis Law in his pomp. Ian, let's do the text and then we'll put him under the spotlight for that.
OK, we'll let him sweat for a moment. Well, yep, as we say, today at channelm.co.uk, if you want to get involved in the debate. We've got a few comments from City fans here. Tevez is our talisman. When he plays, good things happen. Without doubt, the best sounding Mark Hughes made. And if he continues to play for the rest of the season, we will be successful. One from John in Manchester. I have to agree that the central partnership of Lescott and company is our best and most solid pairing today. I'd keep with them until the end of the season. And one from Joe responding to United fans thanking City for that result against Chelsea. He's stirring it up a little bit. He says, yep, we'll let you catch up by a few points, but we will restore that gap back to 4 points when we slap your hopeless, cheating, no good for nothing team around Eastlands come April. The blue moon is rising.
I think he might be a City fan.
I'm not sure, but yeah.
Andy, on a slightly more serious note, in light of that City result, it does seem as though nobody wants to grab this Premier League title by the throat. Every time there seems an opportunity to make a decisive break, they fluff it.
Yeah, crazy, isn't it? Last week when United got beaten at Everton, we thought, well, Chelsea are going to have to slip up again now. You know, they're looking strong, they've looked formidable, and then they go and self-destruct against Manchester City. So there's going to be, I think, still more twists and turns before the end of the season. There's got to be, because it's happened so many times this season, and it's really close now, isn't it? Even Arsenal have clawed their way back into contention, which you wouldn't have thought a couple of months ago.
Now, Peter, it was referred to in that email. It does look as though Mancini now is going to at least give some kind of run-out to this centre-back pairing of Company and Lescott, which puts Kolo Touré out in the cold. From your first impressions, have you been impressed?
Well, I think Company is an excellent player. He does want to play in midfield, but there's a lot of competition there, and he's playing at centre-half and doing remarkably well. So I think that partnership is the best, and he should stick with it. I agree with that caller, actually, for the end of the season, because there's nothing better than having a solid back line. And particularly in that key triangle ahead of the goalkeeper and the two centre-halves. Now,
you know when I first started watching football, they used to have a formation, Ian, it was 2-3-5, 2 full-backs, 3 half-backs, 5 forwards. So, let me ask you this question. At what point does 3 holding midfield players become just too flipping cautious?
Well, we have talked about this the last few weeks, haven't we, and this habit of using the 3 defensive players. Now, this week, I'm actually going to defend Mancini and think at Chelsea, I'm quite happy with that.
Andy, the first half, I thought, was desperate at Chelsea. It's 3. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. It's 1 too many, at least, isn't it?
Well, it certainly wasn't at the weekend, was it? But I think in those 3, I mean, you'd have to look at the specific players. There'll be one that does get a bit of licence to go forward. But when you're playing against Chelsea, you know what they're going to do. They're going to try and play in little triangles and get little balls down the side of the centre-halves and the full-backs. And I think that you need people to cover those gaps.
It does create a platform, though, for darting strikers such as Tevez and Bellamy to get to the opposition on the counter.
All right, well, about the other week, then, we had 3 holding midfielders and a 60-yard gap to less than darting strikers up the other end. It's OK when Bellamy and Sean Wright-Phillips are ripping down the wings, but the other week, that looked a big gap to me, Peter, between Vieira, De Jong and Mr Barry, and then Rocky Santa Cruz and Adebayor 60 yards further up the park. Am I missing something?
Well, I won't say Rocky Santa Cruz was a darting striker.
No, I wouldn't either.
No.
The letter spotted at Rocky Santa Cruz.
Yeah, quite. Well, if they do play those 2, Bellamy and Tevez, I think that he can just about... I mean, I don't agree with it. I'd like to see City, frankly, get beat 4-3 and it'd be a fantastic game, as a lot of City fans have always said over the years. A good, entertaining game. But that isn't the way of the future, is it? They want to have a team that's got some stability. They don't want people like me and you to say, typical City, like virtually everybody said after they beat Chelsea, having not beaten Stoke. So if they do want stability, then this is a way of trying to create it. And his job is on the line if he doesn't get 4th place. So he's going to hold on to what he's got, i.e. nothing at the beginning or 1 point, and then try and snatch victories.
You say that his job's on the line, Peter. He's got this 6-month deal, hasn't he, to the end of the season with an option for a further 3 years. Do you think that means that they weren't really sure that he was the right man to take City forward? Do you think that they're waiting perhaps for someone else to become available? I'm going to mention Mourinho. I don't know that, obviously, at all. But what are your thoughts, do you think, why they did it that way?
Well, they pay a fortune anyway, so even 6 months is a significant amount of money, like £500,000. So he needed a job, so he took that job for 6 months, knowing that if the challenge is there, and we all like challenges. So if he achieves it and gets that top 4 finish or some silverware, and that is out the window now.
But from City's perspective, why do you think they didn't give him the 3-year deal straight off?
To make him try harder.
You think he needs that? He's obviously done a fantastic job over at Inter Milan in Italy. He's won Serie A titles and...
Well, he should have negotiated a different sort of deal if he wasn't happy with it. He agreed to come for 6 months.
But you can't ignore the elephant in the room here, Andy. Mourinho is this overarching presence. If he comes back to England, it's going to be United or one of the other top 4. If Liverpool are skint, he's not going to go there.
No.
United look pretty well sorted at the moment. Chelsea look reasonably sorted. If he's not going to be in the top 4, it's going to be City, isn't it?
Well, I think he'll want somewhere where he's got money,
yes.
And certainly
he's not going to do it on free transfers and loans.
No, exactly. But are we seeing a little bit of common sense by some of these football clubs at the minute, just to see how he goes? You know, we want you for 6 months, take it or leave it. That's the deal that you've got. We've just seen it with Bradford City. They've taken Peter Taylor just to the end of the season. Are we getting a little bit of people thinking, all right, well, we're not going to give him 2 years. We'll just see if we both get on first.
Well, that sounds awfully like common sense here. I can't see that catching on in football, can you?
Not on this show, no.
Listen, Pete, we've only got about 30 seconds, but let's pay tribute to a man who turned 70 this week, which I still can't believe. One of the most electrifying footballers I ever saw, Dennis Law.
Yeah, one of our reporters, Paul Hintz, a veteran reporter, did a piece about Dennis Law to celebrate his 70th birthday. And what sticks in my mind is how there was a derby match and Mike Doyle had been winding up all the United side of Manchester, as he used to always do in those days. And during the game, Dennis Law allegedly put his studs down the back of Tommy Booth. And Tommy Booth turned around and he says, "What are you doing that for, Dennis?" He said, "I thought it was Doyle."
On that note, many thanks to Andy Ritchie and many thanks, of course, to Peter Spencer. We've just about run out of time, but thanks to the chaps. Ian and myself will be back same time next time, and we will be doing our level best to put the football world to rights. And if you want to join in, don't forget, we'll be right here, Channel N. Join us then.